My name is James Austin. I am an assemblist here at GMB, and today I'm going to show you how to install a conflat. So it's important to be in a clean environment when installing a conflat, which is why we are currently in a clean room. Even a tiny speck of dust on a piece of copper can set people back days of testing where the leak is. So this is a CF675. It is a conflat half nipple, and it will be installed on a chamber at some point. So this is a copper seal, and this is what creates a seal between two parts of a flange. This is a CF675 blank. This is what goes over the copper seal on the nipple to tighten down into the copper. There is a knife edge on this blank that will actually cut into the copper to create a seal. So a copper gasket is typically used when in an ultra-high vacuum setting. Ultra-high vacuum would be something like 1 × 10⁻⁸ torr, with a leak rate roughly around 1 × 10⁻11 standard cc's per second. So the first step in installing a conflat blank would be to clean. So right here I have a lint-free rag, and I'm going to use it to clean the knife edge of the conflat. Now I'm installing the copper gasket. It's very important to tear from the top and pinch the copper with the plastic on the inside. You twist it this way, and when holding the copper, make sure you hold on the edges. It's important to make sure that the copper is seated onto the conflat. So now we are going to clean the blank. So many people like to line up these vents right here on the blank with a flange. This isn't necessary, but it is a common practice. These are 5/16 by 24 bolts. They are standard for this size of blank. So right now I'm going to tighten down these 4 spots right here. It's important that you balance out how you tighten the conflat so that you don't unseat the copper gasket on the inside. So now that we have our 4 corners tightened, we can continue to tighten the rest of these bolts. It's important that any tightening be done first at your 4 corners. So when you can no longer see the copper, it's important to go around one more time to make sure that none of these bolts are loose. Stainless steel is very easy to gall. It's important that if you can, your first choice should be to use a nut with a bolt on the back of it. If you can't find a nut with a bolt, you could always get plate nuts designed specifically for each style of flange. When through holes are not practical, it's important to use anti-seize so on your bolts in order not to gall the threads of the flange. For all your vacuum needs, visit www.gnvvac.com.